We're here because free speech is under attack. We're here because people are being convinced that socialism works. We're here because people are being judged guilty until proven innocent. We are fighting back with facts. This is not a safe zone, so buckle up, Buttercup. This is the raw, naked truth.
Welcome to the Raw Naked Truth. I'm your host, Eric Lopkin. We have major national security issues as America's adversaries feel that the Biden administration is weak and are seeking to take advantage of that weakness. North Korea yesterday fired a suspected ballistic missile into the sea. South Korea's military said that they are ratcheting up tensions less than a week after Pyongyang reported testing what it said was a hypersonic missile. The early morning launch came as the United Nations Security Council met in New York to discuss last week's test of the hypersonic missile, although Seoul has cast doubt on that claim. The FAA ordered a full ground stop at all West Coast airports on Monday afternoon due to this ballistic missile test fired into the Sea of Japan. Speculation has risen in the intelligence community that the sudden increase in the technologically advanced weapons that North Korea has been showing indicates closer ties between North Korea and China, who has also made aggressive moves in recent days, particularly involving Taiwan. Now, North Korea is far from the only country exercising their muscles. President Biden and Russian President Vladimir Putin did not mince words last week during a 50-minute phone call that focused on ongoing tensions between Russia and Ukraine over Moscow's military buildup on the border of the two countries. Biden urged Russia to de-escalate tensions with the Ukraine, and he did make it clear that the United States and its allies and their partners will respond decisively if Russia further invades Ukraine. That's according to a statement from White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki. By contrast, a Kremlin spokesman told Russian state-owned news outlet that Putin told Biden that, quote, Russia needs legally binding agreements on security guarantees, unquote. Apparently, this was a reference to Putin's demand that NATO says it will not accept Ukraine as a member. Now, on December 17th, Moscow publicized proposed demands which would in effect require the United States to withdraw from Europe and for NATO to collapse. Only a day later, the Kremlin said it might up the ante. Nonetheless, on December 21st, U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan said the United States was ready for talks in full coordination with our European allies and partners. Now, Iran also senses weakness in the current administration. In ongoing talks to reinstate the ill-conceived Obama-era Iran nuclear deal, Iran has refused to allow U.S. representatives into the room, forcing them to stay in an outside chamber and conduct negotiations via video conference. The fact that the U.S. has allowed this is preposterous and shows that the perceived weakness is all too real. It wasn't long ago that a report from the Department of Defense revealed that the U.S. Navy is unprepared for conflict. This has come primarily because the military has been focused on woke ideology instead of the job they were created to do. Furthermore, the disastrous surrender to the Taliban in Afghanistan signaled to the world that the administration has no taste for conflict and will cut and run as soon as the opportunity presents itself. Now, the perception of weakness comes as no surprise. It's not even new. Al-Qaeda terrorists have been quoted as saying that they considered assassinating Barack Obama because they felt Biden was so incompetent that having him in charge would give them an advantage. So on the international stage, the United States has been hobbled by the Biden administration. Despite his claims that he would return us to normalcy and reconnect with our allies, he has done exactly the opposite, and our allies and adversaries now consider the United States a country not to be relied on and in a state of definite weakness. Now, real or imagined, this perception of weakness has emboldened America's adversaries around the world. That's the raw naked truth. You can catch every episode of The Raw Naked Truth at xvadio.com/podcasts, as well as the Apple Podcasts app, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Audible, Amazon Music, and wherever you find podcasts. We'll see you next time.